What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, and today I have another special Banana Ball interview. I am here with the new member of the Savannah Bananas, Max Jung-Goldberg. Max, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. Happy holidays, and how was Dubai?
It was great, man. I appreciate you having me on. Just got off the flight a few days ago, so it was a pretty long day of travel, but great overall experience and something you probably something you couldn't draw up, something I didn't really think, would be a possibility if you asked me a year ago. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity. And again, it's banana ball time. It's that part of the year where you're starting to sniff it a little bit, and again, I'm very excited about the next opportunity.
I'm glad you're very excited about the next opportunity, especially getting the opportunity to play in Dubai and then heading to Savannah to play with the Bananas. One of the greatest inventions in the sports world of all time, personally, in my opinion. But I want to start about like the beginning of your career. You spent your last year in collegiate ball at Hope International, and then you went to the Pioneer League. And last season, man, you tore it up. A 361 batting average, 26 homers, 130 RBIs. I want to ask you. I love hearing transitional stories from collegiate ball to pro ball. What went into your decision when you decided to leave collegiate ball and go to the Pioneer League?
Well, so for me, it was actually an interesting process because my journey obviously took me from Division One to Hope International in the NAIA, and I had a great season um, at Hope International, which kind of set me up to have some numbers to talk about and some videos, some good stats to try to advertise myself to professional teams. And the Pioneer League wasn't really an opportunity until I went to Europe and played with the Swiss national team. My brother was out there for a little bit of time, and he befriended somebody that had played with the Boise Hawks, the team I ended up playing with for 2 seasons, and that kind of got the ball rolling. And to be honest, up until November or December of 2023, I didn't really know, what the next step was. And fortunately enough for me, Gary Van Tol, who was the skipper that year, had a workout. My brother's friend had reached out to him, and I was able to go to a workout in San Diego. Had a great showing, and then from there it was kind of history. He sent me a text message a few days later. We got on the phone, and again, that was kind of where everything started for me. But from the standpoint of the transition, it was such a fun transition for me because I loved college baseball, but I felt ready for the next step and to be able to experience the life of pro ball for the last 2 years and being on the road, playing every day. It's just one of a kind experience. So again, I'm really grateful for that and kind of everything that, happened during my journey to kind of help me end up in Boise.
That's absolutely phenomenal here, especially that you have baseball experience overseas in the Switzerland and then Dubai as well. And then having a phenomenal season with pro ball with the Boise Hawks. But I want to ask you, after that last season with the Boise Hawks, what made you want to go to Banana Land?
That's a great question because honestly, I've been getting it a little bit more than I expected to, over the past few weeks. But I think for me, the biggest factor was so we were playing a game against the Oakland Ballers, and we were playing in Boise. It was a sold out crowd, and I go into this at bat 0 for 4 with a bunch of ground outs and a pop out, and I'm going into this at bat against their best arm, thinking to myself like this is what you dream of, being in that situation where you're going to have the big at bat. And I could kind of sense that the game was going to be in my hands one way or another, and come down to the last at bat. And fortunately enough for me, I ended up getting the at bat that I kind of envisioned myself being in. And I hit a walk-off 3-run homer, and I felt the ground shaking beneath me. And to be honest with you, that was the moment I think in my season last year where it was pretty clear to me that being an entertainer and feeling that I don't know exactly how I would describe it, but that feeling of just being totally engrossed with the fan. That was I kind of knew that series happened in probably June or July, And I feel like that's when I really knew that the entertainment side of the game, which again, sometimes you don't really want to show in professional baseball because you want to be a good spokesman, a good example for others that are looking to work hard, and that's the main goal. That was something that I had for a long time, but I realized in that one moment that playing in front of a lot of fans and being, having the big at bat and wanting to help the team in those situations where, again, it's a big moment. That's kind of where I knew that the banana ball opportunity, if it was presented, that's what I wanted to do.
I mean, it's great to hear that you had your calling in your last season of professional baseball. And I mean, you're truly an entertainment man. I've seen all your content on your YouTube and on Instagram as well. Super excited to see what you can do in 2026 with the Savannah Bananas. I've had Noah Nisnik on before, and he told me this is going to relate to my next question, but he told me he wasn't a dancer at all before Savannah Bananas or Banana Ball. And he got his significant other to teach him all that. I want to ask you, were you a dancer or anything before heading into Banana Ball? Like, what did you submit during your audition, or how did the tryout process go for you?
Yeah, so I think in the process of like letting people know that I was working out for the bananas, I think people saw that as the perfect fit for me because I'm definitely a dancing type of person. For a long time felt like the dancing part of my game made my game better because it kept me loose, it kept me having fun, and again, not too serious. So yeah, before the banana ball workout, I was my girlfriend was actually trying to help me learn the dance for the workout. But when I got there, my thing is I like to do the Dougie. So whether you call it good or not, I just send it and I kind of let the rhythm of the music kind of take my feet where it wants to go, as I kind of like to refer to. So the dancing part of it is definitely something you're going to see. It's part of how in my mind, entertain myself. So I'm really excited to show the fans that because again, when I was at the workout, I think that also told me a lot about what I needed to be prepared for. And to be honest, I kind of just fell in love with the process of being like myself, which is usually pretty goofy around the field. And the fact that that's such a big part of the Banana Ball organization and their, future endeavors of getting to a billion fans, that's what I'm excited about. That's the thing I'm looking forward to the most because it really just is an opportunity to let what I think my authentic self is really come out on that nightly basis of playing in front of 40 to 80,000 people. So the dancing part of it is definitely a part of my personality for sure.
I mean, I'm glad to hear that you have the fans first entertainment mindset. And I mean, great selection for a dance. Honestly, I'm a big Kentucky fan, and John Wall was a guy who I loved watching growing up. And he did the Dougie a lot. So I think that's a phenomenal dance selection for Savannah Bananas in 2026. I mean, you're going to have a lot of dances to go through, man. I'm super excited to see it, throughout TikTok and Instagram throughout those days. But I want to ask you, because I've asked a lot of banana ball guys these. There's insane rules in banana ball. I mean, if a fan in the foul section, catches it, it's an out for a banana ball batter. If you could create your own rule, the Goldberg rule, what would
Mm,
it be and why?
dang, that's a good question, man. My own rule? I mean, I really like the rules they have in place. I'm trying to think because I think my favorite one, even though I'm a position player, is the fact that the fans can catch a foul ball and it can be an out. Uh, to be honest, man, it's kind of hard on the spot. I couldn't tell you, but I will say if we were talking about my favorite rule, I'm also not big on bunting.
Hmm.
Even though I am a good bunter, I hated bunting just because in those situations I felt like it took the bat out of my hands, and I think the ability for me to hit a homer versus laying down a bunt in a situation like that, I would rather just hit a homer. But definitely my favorite rule is the fans catching a foul ball. I think that's probably one of the best evolvements of the game to keep people involved and honestly more alert too. I think that was beautiful.
I mean, I love all the insane and outlandish rules for banana ball. I mean, I've seen the ones where they had the standoffs and the standoffs between the pitcher and the batter. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing those in 2026. What else I'm looking forward to seeing in 2026 is the different games you guys get to go to on that schedule. And I want to ask you, I asked Sal Jacobo this for the local beach coconuts. He said his was Petco Park. You're the first Savannah Banana I've had on for the off season. So I want to ask you. What is a off season or an away game or home game you're looking forward to playing in 2026 for the Bananas?
Well, I have to agree with Sal. I played Division One baseball at the University of San Diego, so going back to a place that was kind of the mecca for me, I'm really looking forward to that. I also obviously, I spent 6 months in Fullerton, California, while I was at Hope International. So when we played Angel Stadium, that's gonna be a pretty surreal moment. Obviously, because I went there as a fan so many times, so to be able to see it from the playing surface, see all the things that you dream of seeing as a young kid and wanting to play in a big league stadium, those two are by far the top for me. And if I was to go a tier down of another one is clearly like Yankee Stadium. I mean, you can't script it better than going to Yankee Stadium or Wrigley Field, the two probably most, I mean, iconic ballparks in Major League Baseball. So to be able to say that, I was able to not only just play but entertain people, that those two things for me are that's gonna be pretty special.
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it in 2026. Personally, I kind of have beef with Wrigley Field. I'm a Cardinals fan,
Okay,
but
okay.
I can't deny that they're a legit and legendary stadium, like always. I mean, yeah, Yankee Stadium as well. But so I assume you're an Angels fan, is that correct?
Well, so I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm a Giants fan.
A Giants fan?
But obviously, having gone to school in those two areas, it kind of forged a little bit of a it forged a positive relationship towards the Padres and the Angels for sure.
So I want to ask you this. I mean, Banana Ball and the Savannah Bananas have brought in a lot of MLB legends. I mean, celebrities like I've mentioned before, like John Cena, Backstreet Boys, just to name a couple, or an MLB legend. Name an MLB legend or a celebrity, or you could do both, that you would love to do a dance, a play, a game with, for an away game or home game in 2026 with.
Wow, that's another good question. I mean, if you were gonna say like doing something entertainment wise, I think the dream would be to do it with someone like Ronald Acuna, like someone with elite energy and somebody that I would say is already doing kind of somewhat of his own version of Banana Ball in Major League Baseball. I think if you were asking what legend would be cool to see like play, at Petco Park, I'd love to see Adrian Gonzalez. That would be because for me, that was somebody from like the standpoint of my swing. I got compared to how my swing looks to him. So to see him play like in person, like not just from the stands but from the field, that would be such a cool experience to see that.
I mean, I believe he would 100% be down. I've seen him do the home run derby X's. I mean, I love Aegon. Personally, one of my favorite players growing up as well. I just hated playing against him in the playoffs. I mean, it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sucks. He was an absolute monster, absolute beast at the plate. But Adrian Gonzalez, I would love to see. Do you have a guy who's maybe not a non-sport athlete, like an actor or a comedian, you'd like to see in Banana Ball?
I mean, I would say my favorite comedian of all time is probably Kevin Hart. So if he performed something at a Banana Ball event, I mean, I would for sure be there. I've seen way too many Netflix comedy specials with him that again, if he was performing to either open or to close a game or just in the middle of one, I would think that would probably put me into a little bit of shock of saying like, yeah, that's from the standpoint of anything comedy, that would be my idol. So definitely Kevin Hart.
I mean, I would love to see Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell walk out there together.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
good combo right there.
That would be something I would love to see for the Savannah Bananas in 2026. Now, I guess I want to ask you when it comes to, Savannah Bananas. I mean, you told me the dances. Another side to that is trick plays. Do you have any trick plays up your sleeve that maybe you incorporated in the tryout for the Savannah Bananas that, you're looking forward to using in 26?
Yeah, so when I went to the workout, I, as a high schooler, early college, obviously not as much in pro ball, I would work on through the legs, infield ground balls, and then catching balls obviously behind my back in the outfield. So those are two ones that I very organically had kind of in my repertoire that I was very confident in while I was there. So those were the ones I used during the workout. For the season, with the idea of playing all over the field and being kind of a utility guy, I really want to learn. I want to learn Reese's tornado catch as an outfield trick. Um, when it comes to like either playing first or playing like a corner infield spot, that's where I want to learn like the spin cycle one that I've seen a lot of guys use. Um, and then if it was playing up the middle, Jackson Olson's iconic throw through the legs after transferring it through the legs is something that I would want to throw my own twist on and kind of work on my own little version of it. But I'd say the one I'm the most specifically excited about is learning Reese's tornado catch. That one's special to watch right there.
I mean, I want to see it from Max Jung-Goldberg in 2026. I mean, all the tricks, all the dances. I mean, they're very hard to do. Personally, I stopped playing baseball in like the middle of high school. They stuck me in right field. I'm unathletic as can be. There's a reason why I'm talking to you on a podcast and not, out there on the field doing this stuff. But honestly, I would love to see it in 2026, especially for you, man. And I want to ask you something else to look forward to in 2026. You talk about teammates like Jackson Olson, I mean, Reese Alexiadis. Who are some teammates on the Savannah Bananas that you're looking forward to getting the opportunity to play with and, do these dances and collaborations with?
Well, so I met Reese at the workout, and we both played independent professional baseball for Cash Beecham, who was the manager for him in Ogden before he made that transition into banana ball. And Cash was my manager last year, so it was cool to talk with him when I was in Cyprus. So really excited to get to play with him. And then Ryan Cox is somebody that, again, just from the standpoint of being like consistent and being such a legend in the game because of his trick play ability, I think I'm more excited to see the work that goes on behind the scenes with that because everybody sees the big highlights and you see it on Instagram, but the work that goes into it, that's what I think I'm the most excited, obviously, to be his teammate to watch that. And then from the standpoint of entertainment, I mean, how could you not say Jackson Olson or Kyle Jackson? Like those two guys, just, I mean, they make the screen pretty hard to take your eyes away from just from again the dancing, the enthusiasm, and just kind of being able to see that they love the bananas and love the fan base. I couldn't be more excited to be teammates, and obviously with all of my teammates, I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this team. I feel like it was the best fit from the standpoint of how I see my personality. So again, I couldn't be more excited with those four, and then obviously my whole team.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the collaborations, especially with, Kyle Jackson, Jackson Olson, Ryan Cox. I mean, can we see Max Young Goldberg go with a buzz cut and put some stars in his head like
To be
Ryan?
honest, man, if the fans want to see it, you might see it for sure. That's definitely a possibility.
I mean, I'm glad that you have the notion of doing that. Personally, I wouldn't do that myself. Because I have a very square shaped face, so I don't think I look good with the buzz cut. But I would love to see it in 2026 for sure. With the Savannah Bananas. I guess I want to ask you this. Obviously, holiday season is coming up, and I've asked everybody this. I'm making a graphic on all the guys in Banana Ball. Favorite Christmas movies, favorite Christmas traditions. If you could incorporate Christmas traditions into a Banana Ball video around a movie, what would it be and why?
So my entire life, my mom and I have actually watched a really old movie called It Happened on Fifth Avenue. So I don't know if a lot of people know that one, but that is the Christmas tradition in my household is watching that usually either the morning before Christmas or Christmas Eve. And then we actually we the Christmas Day we watched The Man from Uncle.
Hmm.
So a non-Christmas movie, but that has been a tradition since, gosh, probably since I was 15, so almost 10 years. So yeah, that's how we do it over here in this household for sure.
I mean, personally, I have not gotten an answer so far. It's always been Elf, Home Alone. I mean, Fisher Polydoroff said White Christmas. I mean, so would you say that's your favorite Christmas movie?
100%, not even
Okay.
close.
It happened on Fifth Avenue. Personally,
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm writing that down for you. Avenue. I can't spell avenue. 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 There we go. It happened on Fifth Avenue. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. I mean, for the Christmas season. I just got home from college and dude, I'm just ready to be home. I'm tired. I got one semester left, and I applied to
Hmm.
be a banana ball intern in the summer of 26. So hopefully,
No, for
can
sure, man.
reconnect with you guys down there for sure. I guess Max, I mean, I want to backtrack very quick before I ask my final question to draft day. I mean, you have guys who are coming in like 60 plus players entering this banana ball draft. You were called on day one. I watched that entire banana ball draft in my dorm room while, all my other friends were out at the basketball game. I'm like, no, I want to see these guys get drafted. I'm super excited for the first ever banana ball draft. What was that experience like for you getting your name called in the second round of the banana ball draft?
Such a great experience, and to I feel like to everybody else's, you know, maybe how would I phrase this? Because like it was 4 a.m. in Dubai for me, so I was like doing everything I could to stay awake. So the one thing I obviously wish I could have had was I saw a bunch of draft parties and a kind of more traditional setup. I was kind of just in the lobby with my computer on my lap, just watching the draft. And when my name got called, my phone just
Blew up.
holy moly, it just blew up. I can't tell you the last time that I had that many missed messages on Instagram or on text message, missed phone calls. It was surreal. I mean, it was one of those moments that the only thing I feel like I could compare it to is getting drafted by a major league organization. So again, the process of kind of going through figuring out what teams thought about me, hearing some feedback, and to be drafted by the Savannah Bananas as their second round choice is something I take very seriously and wanting to make good on that make good on that investment that they made in me. So that was just one really crazy kind of 24-hour span that I don't think I could replicate in any other way. So again, probably one of the coolest nights experiences of my entire life, and so grateful that even though I wasn't presently with my family or with friends that have seen this journey from the beginning, that they reached out and I kind of felt their presence. So it was incredible.
I mean, it's still great that you felt like you had the family aspect and support even overseas in Dubai. I've heard great things about Dubai. Is Dubai chocolate good? That's a genuine question. That's
Yeah, it's pretty special. It's pretty
it's
special.
pretty special. I
It's pretty
mean,
special.
especially getting it in Dubai. But I mean, I love food. I'm getting off track a little bit, but let me backtrack to what you said. Honestly, I love the family atmosphere that you personally felt, even though being in Dubai and a very special moment, especially getting called on day one by the Savannah Bananas, the inaugural team that really truly started it all for entertainment baseball. But Max, I have one final question for you, and I ask all the Banana Ball guys this. Banana Ball prides himself on fans first entertainment. What does the term fans first personally mean for you, Max?
That's an amazing question because obviously that's the pinnacle of what we do now. And I would say that for me, fans first is the mentality where the authenticity that I bring to the field is to make the fan experience better. So it's not just about what my stats mean. It's not just about what my social media means. It's it really impacting fans whenever I can. Like it's not about, again, having all the attention is great, but when you actually impact someone's life and you make them feel like they matter, I've heard Jesse talk in meetings that I've been a part of. And to be honest, that's what I'm trying to execute right there is to really bring what my personality does and make my career mean something because a bunch of young kids that want to be baseball players can use my story or my journey as a positive influence in their life. So to bring that to the field every day and have that mindset, that's the goal. That's the true goal. And again, I'm so grateful to be in this position because I think as people will see over time, um, that's the type of person that I've always been. So to have that as the forefront, of my baseball career and the stats not being the only thing that matters, I couldn't be more excited about that.
I'm glad to hear that perspective on, somebody heading into their first banana ball season and hearing these guys banana balls, perspective on, fans first entertainment. I feel like you truly embody that, man. I mean, you personally made an impact on me hopping on this podcast. So I truly appreciate your time. And Max, thank you so much again for taking time out of your very busy schedule to do this. This will be up within like the next probably 20 minutes. I mean, I edit pretty fast, so I mean, not to toot my own horn, but Max, thank you so much once again, and I look forward to see what you do in 2026 with the Savannah Bananas.
No, I appreciate you having me on. Take care, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon, man. I appreciate it.